We're now moving on to Schedule I, which is your income. This asks fairly straightforward to provide your income, where you're employed, how much you make on a monthly basis, and some more details surrounding your income. So we will go ahead and look at how Ashley filled out this part. Okay. Let's open up the form. Schedule I, your income. We'll put Ashley's name as she filled it out and where she filed, like usual. These options, this extra option, by the way, you might notice, really applies to a Chapter 13 case. It's bit outside the scope of this video, so I'm not going to get into any details about that. But if you're filing Chapter 13, probably wouldn't be using this website, our website, but something to keep in mind. Okay, Schedule I, your income. You'll notice that Schedule I lists Debtor 1 and Debtor 2. In Ashley's case, she did not file a joint case, so Debtor 2 is going to be completely blank for this entire form for Ashley. And she actually was employed. I'm not going to give her details about the name and address of her real employer just for privacy considerations, but I will include exactly how she filled out all the details about her monthly gross salary and pay and deductions and things like that, just like she filled it out. So she selected employed. Her occupation that she put was team leader. Her employer's name, which is a name I'll make up, is Bob's Auto Sales. A fake address for Bob's Auto Sales, 123 Auto Street, Birmingham, Alabama, 35215. And she actually put, for how long she was employed there, she put 2 years, 6 months. I'm not sure why it fills this out. Something probably wrong with the bankruptcy forms, but I'm going to leave that there for now. I'm not sure why that's happening. Okay, part 2, give details about monthly income. Estimate monthly income as of the date you file this form. Obviously, if you are unemployed, like many people who are filing Chapter 7 bankruptcy are, you would go ahead and put $0 in all of these items and sum up, calculate monthly income would be $0 a month. For Ashley, she, like we said, was employed, and so her monthly gross income before payroll deductions was $29,160. You probably need to get one of your payroll stubs and look at exactly how your wages are calculated and how payroll and all of these types of payroll deductions are taken out, because the form does ask for that. So make sure you grab a payroll stub or a pay stub and see exactly how these break down, because you need to include those. So $29,160 was her monthly gross wages. Her overtime pay was $0. So her gross income was $29,160. Copy line 4 here. So she just, again, copied over $29,160. And then part 5 asked to list all of your payroll deductions. So she looked at her pay stub, presumably, and found that her tax, Medicare, and Social Security deductions was $533. She does not have any mandatory contributions for retirement plans, so she put $0 there. Likewise, for voluntary contributions, she doesn't look like she has a retirement plan in place with her employer, like many people don't, so that's why she's putting $0, I'd expect. 5D, again, $0 for required repayments of retirement fund loans. Her insurance, most likely this is going to be her health insurance, which is $126 a month. Domestic support obligations, so that would be, if you have to pay child support or alimony, things like that. In her case, she doesn't have any, so she put $0. Union dues, I don't think she was a member of a union, so she put 0. Other deductions, if you have any other things that are taken out of your monthly gross wages or monthly gross pay, you'd list them here and briefly specify. If it's going to be much longer than you need, if it's going to be much longer than this form, probably go ahead and make an attachment to this form. But in Ashley's case, it was $0. And then it asks you to add up all of her payroll deductions. In her case, that was $659. Calculate monthly take-home pay. So this is obviously what is your monthly gross pay minus your deductions. And in her case, $29.16 minus $659 was $22.57. So that's her monthly take-home pay. And then Part A asks to list all other income regularly received. So this would include things like if you own a rental property, if you have interest and dividends or family support payments that your ex-spouse is making to you, unemployment, things like that. In Ashley's case, none of these actually applied to her, so she put $0 for each of them. And that's what we'll see here. A lot of people may make sure that if you aren't unemployed and you're getting, unemployment checks or compensation, that you fill that in. And similarly, if you are getting Social Security payments, make sure to fill that in. You don't want to not disclose anything to the bankruptcy court. You can get yourself in a lot of trouble that way. So we've got $0 through here. All other income for her is $0. And calculate monthly income in line 10. That's add line 7 and line 9. So she doesn't have any extra other income. So this amount on line 10 is still going to be $22.57. And that's what she put. She added it up here as well. $22.57. Okay, state all other regular contributions to the expenses you list in Schedule J. So this is basically, if you've got a partner or a relative or someone in your household that contributes to pay for your expenses like your rent or your food or your utilities or your bills or things like that, you'd list them here. In Ashley's case, she doesn't have anybody that's contributing to her monthly expenses, and so that is 0. Again, line 12, adding everything up is still going to be $22.57. And that's going to be that. The last question on this form is: do you expect an increase or decrease within the year after you file this form? In Ashley's case, she selected no, she didn't. If you do expect you're going to be getting a raise or a pay cut, you'd want to provide a brief description here. Obviously, that did not apply in Ashley's case, so she left that part blank. And that is Schedule I. So she is done with that. I'm going to go ahead and save and upload this form just like I do with all the other ones to Ashley's page. So that's Schedule I. We'll see you back for the last of the schedules, and that's Schedule J. See you in a bit.